Hello, hello, and welcome to another developer episode here at World of Tanks Modern Armor. I am Tankz0rz, and today we have a special guest. I know you guys saw a little sneak peek, but this is creative director Zotz. How are you doing?
Hey man, hi. Glad to be aboard. Howdy. Ahoy, everybody.
Awesome. So, Mr. Bam is having a well-earned vacation, so he will not be joining us today. But we do have Zotz, so we get to learn a little bit about you today. So why don't we go
Yeah,
ahead and
I'm excited to meet everybody. Hi.
yeah,
So I'm sure you have questions, and I think you have some Tankz0rz already lined up.
yep,
First of all, I think we're the only two folks with double Z's in our monikers so far. That's pretty cool.
yeah, I saw that. I
I like that.
definitely loved it. That's awesome. So why don't we go ahead and jump in and get to know you a little bit. So how did you get into our company here, World of Tanks or Wargaming?
How I, yeah, sure. How I got in the company. So I've been in the game in the video games industry for well over 25 years, and actually thinking all the way back to some of the first game companies I worked on were tank games. I love tanks. I've been building tanks. I've done tank restoration, World War II stuff. And when I talked to Brian Clayton, who's our general manager, he's like, we need a creative director who loves tanks, who's a tank nerd. And we started the conversation, and well, here I am.
That's definitely awesome. Let's see what else. So you say you love tanks. You said you've been in the gaming industry for how many years?
At least 25 years. I started way back at SSI as an artist, actually building actual models that we were 3D digitizing for Pacific General, Pacific Commander, and a couple of the other tank things, or a couple of battleship things. And then I moved over to Cyclone Studios, where I worked on Uprising 2, which was a space tank game. So yeah, I even sculpted a model for that for the E3 that we cast in metal and gave out as like tchotchkes for E3 back then. Then moving over to 3DO, where I worked on a lot of the Army Men and Army Men Aerotech games and Sarge's War. So again, lots of tanks. Oh, and also there was another tank game in between there that we did. Desert something. I'll have to think of it, which was basically the N. Abrams tank game. And, back in the olden days when your tanks had, like I think our hero tank had 570 polys. Desert Hammer, that was the name of the game. Desert Hammer. Yeah. And then on and on. Most of my gaming history in video games has actually been in online games. So working on MMOs.
Awesome. I see.
Yeah.
One of our employees here at WG Anguita is asking, Army Man 3D Commander when?
Ooh,
Ooh.
I like the idea. I also wouldn't Army Man plastic tank skin.
Oh yeah,
Cool.
that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. So I saw Mr. SPG asking here, what is your favorite tank and why?
Ooh, favorite tank in game or favorite tank
No,
all
let's
around?
do both. Why not both?
Yeah, sure, sure. They may actually just both boil down to the Hetzer. For like World War II. Favorite tanks and why? I have a big love for the Stug. I helped restore one, and I used to do some World War II reenactment. So I helped put the treads on there, rechange all the bogies on it. I actually had to hand build or the wooden crank for the gun cranks and things on it and build it out and restore it. Plus painting. I love painting tanks. I've got to paint a lot of armor in 1-to-1 scale. Camouflage is something I absolutely adore. So I did a lot of research on that. I used to hang out a lot at Jacques Littlefield's museum, Tank Museum, and talk paint with those guys. I believe Tankz0rz that you and I are going to be heading over to England in June, and I'm actually really excited to talk paint and armor with those guys as well.
Awesome. I'm sure
But
they'll.
yeah, I'd say it's probably the Hetzer. I even have like a model here, my little model Hetzer, kind of an ambush thing, like a falling leaf ambush pattern.
That's awesome. You painted that yourself as well?
Oh yeah, yeah, painted and built it, and have written rules for World War II games. So I also do tabletop games, so you can see all of the paints and things behind me. I own my own tabletop gaming company. That's actually how I got started in the industry, was by making games and running them at game conventions. And then folks like you guys were playing my games, and in the industry they went, "Hey, have you ever considered video games?" So that's kind of my Cinderella story.
That's definitely
But yeah,
awesome.
back to favorite tanks. I love the Stuk. I love the Hetzer. I love tank destroyers. I'm a big fan of the tank destroyers, the Hellcats. For modern, the modern armor tanks right now, I'm really a big fan of the 4AD that I've been playing. I love multiple gun platforms where I've got things I can shoot more than one of. So the 4 has been going. And in terms of sexy tanks, I mean, we all know that like the Abrams is, it's the Top Gun Mustang tank of the world, and as an American, I love the Abrams, but I think pound for pound, the Leopard's a sexier looking tank.
Definitely very sleek looking. I also hear you like TDs though. Is that true?
I do love the tank destroyers. Again, the Hetzer, the Stugs, having run around and commanded in one. I guess it's the low profile and the point and shoot that I like about it. I'm not as quick on the draw with a lot of things, and I also like playing at that kind of longer range with the tank destroyers, right? Not necessarily a sniper, but being able to get there and punch and take it. I'm not a run around and flank guy, although I do very much believe in the tank doctrine of shoot and scoot. So when you get something like a Hellcat, man, that's really fun, right? It's get in there, take your shots, and then get out.
You like to punish the enemy for being in the wrong place at the wrong time, right?
And then I don't want to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
So you scoot and shoot.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that Hellcat. Have you ever been around a Hellcat in real life, or?
I've not seen a. Yeah, actually, yeah. I think Jacques Littlefield had a Hellcat in his museum, but I didn't get to climb around on it. I've been able to climb inside the Hetzer. Like I said, I've already been in Stugs. I helped also restore a Sherman Grizzly, so worked on that. Hanamegs. I get to drive things like Kettenkrauts, and I used to command the 232 8-rad. So a thing that broke down a lot in the field. We had to dig a trench underneath it once and replace the drivetrain in field. There's no pushing a one button, or there's no quick repair on that.
Take out the tools and try and take all the
that one actually didn't take too long once we got the drive shaft. That took maybe an hour. It's just a couple of pins. It was more about getting underneath it.
An hour.
Yeah, but well, as opposed to when our Hanamag threw a track in the rain at night. And I think it took 5 of us about a couple of hours to fix that one. Yeah. Again, I want that push that button, fix the repair button.
That's awesome. It's very nice to get to know you a little bit here. And I'm sure we'll see a lot more of you around here. So we do a little segment here, usually kind of quickly, but we like to talk about the weather here at WoT Tank. So in Chicago here, it's it's a little cool. It feels like it's 55. It's actually around 60. But what about where you're at? What's the temperature over there?
Is that typical for May right now in Chicago?
I think it's on the cooler side. I think it should be a little warmer.
Every time I come out to Chicago to the main branch, the weather seems totally varied. So I got to ask. Here in sunny California, where I am, I'm in the Bay Area. I'm about 23 miles from the beach. So in the mornings we get that nice marine layer coming in where it's about 50, 55. And as a San Franciscan, that feels perfect to me. And right now it's sunny with a good breeze coming off, which means surfing's probably blown out right now. But it'll probably get about 68 degrees. Right now it's 65.
Okay.
So, and sunny. Really nice.
So we're about the same temperature, but it's a little rainy here in Chicago. It was pouring yesterday for a little bit, and I think it's going to rain again today. But
yeah, and it's gorgeously sunny here.
You know what?
I'm peeking over to the side to see everybody on Twitch saying hi and stuff. Howdy.
Flaming's saying here that in PA it's nice and sunny and breezy. So
excellent.
I feel like California never has any clouds. Am I incorrect in saying that?
Well, San Francisco is always foggy.
Well,
right?
In San Francisco, I guess, yeah. Los Angeles.
Well, it's smog in Los Angeles. At least it used to be.
A different type of cloud, huh?
I'm a Northern Californian. And that's Southern California, right? There's kind of a schism. No, it'll get cloudy and rainy. We've been blessed with a lot of snow and rain this year, up to capacity. As opposed to being in the drought weather, where California is known as the state full of fire that's continuing on fire. So this year we're actually doing really well with the reservoirs filling up and a really good snowpack, which as it slowly melts, keeps the water going throughout the year.
Awesome. Well, that's good to hear. But here at World of Tanks, we like to think or talk about things that are all tanks related. So why don't we go ahead and talk about what we had as our updates for this week that just passed. So
Yeah,
Starting off, we had some Japanese tank destroyers join us, didn't we?
we did. We got the Tier 6 Premium, the Type 5 Kato. That one carries a 127 millimeter gun with great penetration, and it hits just as hard to support frontline troops or frontline tanks. It also plays well as a midline vehicle, thanks to its combination of good mobility. I love that shoot and scoot, and having some armor to bounce some rounds for same tier or lower tanks, because I can't always dodge all y'all's bullets. We also have the complete tank destroyer tech tree line for the Japanese, which starts at the tier 3, which means that we have 2 modern armor exclusive tanks. So at tier 3, we've got the Type 5 Ho-Ra. That's a new one. At tier 4, we have the Ho-Ni 1, also new. Very cool. Then we jump up to tier 5 with the Type 3 Ho-Ni 3. At tier 6, the Type 95 G-Roll. At tier 7, we've got the Cheeto SP. And then at tier 8, we have the Ho-Ri 2. And tier 9, the Ho-Ri 1. Now, the cool thing about those, and the thing that I like about them, is they have that 47 millimeter smaller caliber secondary weapon. Again, I love that secondary weapon. It may be just because I love seeing the tracers fire up. I don't know. The low and mid tiers on this Japanese tank line start off as kind of snipers and support, but then as you tier up to about 7, they get more armor and can play more like standard TDs. But they tend to have larger caliber guns than the average tank destroyer tier for tier, which is really nice. Again, being able to reach out and touch, right? That Ho-Ni has a pretty strong howitzer, which I think can be upgraded to a 105. I think historically the Ho-Ni was actually a self-propelled howitzer for troop support and tank destroying. So it's a cool gun with a neat silhouette on the tank. And that tier 10 has some of the highest pen standard rounds in the World War II lineup. So, and pretty strong frontal armor. Yeah, but wait, there's more.
There is more.
You want to talk about Girls in Panzer?
We do have Girls in Panzer that was always requested. When are we going to return? When is it going to coming back? Well, it is here.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that. So as a player in World of Tanks, I've been playing since 2011 and playing off and on. But getting back into World of Tanks console, I missed the first run of Girls in Panzer, so I'm very excited to be here for this. So, hey, let's run that trailer.
Let's go ahead and roll the tapes here. Well, there we have it. Girls in Panzer trailer there.
Awesome. Thanks for running that again. It's always fun to watch. So I know that the articles for this event have already been released, but here's a quick rundown for those that haven't read them for what to expect. So we have the personal challenge. Pick your school and master your Senshadow, to earn the German Tier 5 Panzerkampfwagen 4 Os H Gröland Panzer medium tank, which incidentally, Tankz0rz, that was the very first model tank I ever built.
Really?
Yeah, totally cool. So it's kind of in my love of tanks as well. It's hard to pick favorites, right? No, it's the Hetzer. It's always been the Hetzer. So for community challenge, earn points together and get extra rewards such as the Panzer IV inscription and the Boca Bear emblem. You can earn these points for both challenges by dealing 1,250 points or more damage in any number of battles, destroying one or more vehicles in any number of battles, and I'll be out there for you to do that, and surviving a battle. So, of course, we also have the store bundles for these, including the 2D commanders. So you can get Miho Nishizumi. I think she comes with VO available in the bundle, and then we have Saori Takeabe, Hana Itsuzu, Yukari Akiyama, Mako Reizi. That's a hard one in Japanese to do, and then all the cosmetics, and those are all part of a big group bundle. So plus we have the return of the German Panzerkampfwagen Type H there with the picture, and the Girls in Panzer medium tank that's in the store to be able to pick up. And for our free starter pack, head to the DLC section of the store to pick up your free Girls in Panzer starter pack, complete with Girls in Panzer themed emblems and inscriptions. Can I say Girls in Panzer anymore? It's fun to say. But there's a tanker safety announcement on all Girls in Panzer. Yes, apparently I can say it more. The bundles are actually only available until May 7th, so today's the 3rd, while the challenges are run until May 21st. But wait, that's not all, is it, Tankz0rz?
Definitely not.
So tomorrow is on May 4th is International Firefighters Day. So why not earn our John Garvey Commander by placing in the top 5 XP earners on your team 30 times? Also, coming right after that is Cinco de Mayo, which is very big in California. It's a celebration. For those, we have lots of rewards. I'm sure that they're posted somewhere, so I won't run through everything. But if you earn 1,500 more or more XP in any number of battles in multiplayer and co-op, you can get 50k silver. If you detect 15 or more vehicles in any number of battles, you can get one of the Sugar Skull emblems. Deal 1,500 more damage in any number of battles, you can also get the Flag of Mexico emblem. If you assist in 3,500 or more damage due to spotting vehicles in any number of battles, for multiplayer and co-op, of course, you can get the other Sugar Skull emblem, which I love these guys. And if you destroy 15 or more vehicles in any number of battles, you can actually also earn the Flag of Mexico, the actual flag to fly from your tank. Awesome. All cool stuff. And that kind of wraps it up for this week, right?
That is all for this week. But, you know, we always like to also speak on what we have to share for next week. Give players a little bit of a sneak peek, you know.
Sure. Before that, I was trying to go through Twitch. Was there any questions or anything that we wanted to run through there? And thanks everybody for joining in.
Apparently, well, not sure if this is accurate, but we missed National Sausage Day, which was the 30th of April.
What?
Yeah,
that's
I know.
Like Sausage und Panzer.
We have I know we have a hot dog.
Panzer, yeah.
Emblem.
Oh, the insignia. Yeah, we totally missed that. Good call out. I like that. All right, well, let's talk about what's coming up next week, and I'm actually really excited about this.
Should we roll the tapes?
You got a tape?
We have tapes.
I'm a visual learner. Roll that tape.
Let's roll the tapes. What do you think about that one, Zotz?
Sweet. So one of the cool things about this and being part of creative director is I get hands-on this in a lot of the play tests. So again, going back to that, I love multiple ways to throw anger down at the enemy, and I love the fact with the rockets. So the cool thing about this, this is an independent era 2 medium tank, the Magach 6R Hydra. Has good balance of firepower, armor, and mobility, which makes it a really good quintessential medium tank. The primary guns at 105 provides all you need to be successful in taking out the enemy with a solid rate of fire, especially if you upgun that with your crew and whatnot, and has fast shell velocities, which deliver your rounds on target and good accuracy with longer range engagements. It really does. The main item that sets this tank apart from the rest of the pack are those, of course, those secondary weapon 2-up 19-round rocket pods. Now, these are unguided rockets, so once you fire, you cannot control them. But then they're best used in kind of a close to mid-range segment. We're looking, I think, the depression or the congruence that we're aiming in on the playtest is somewhere between 200 and 300 yards, or meters rather. So the further target, the easier it is to dodge these rockets, and the harder it is to aim them. So, but they have a good confluence. You get in, you start feeling where that aim is good, and if nothing else, they're really great for flushing people out of cover when you fire all those rockets down, and then you get your gun ready to get them. Another important note is that these are fixed rocket pods, so they're slightly going towards the center, which is why I was talking about the congruence, just like World War II planes, right? So when you fire, the rockets start on the side of the tank, will travel towards the center to your aim point. And your aim point, like I said, is aimed around about 300 meters. So if you fire the 2 rockets, they'll travel kind of in X-shaped crossing paths. If you're shooting at farther range targets that are close, you'll need to kind of account for that travel angle. Like any tank, you get in it, you start learning how it works. But good, it's fast, it's reliable, it's really fun to play.
So X marks the spot, huh? 300
Totally.
meters, that's where it's zeroed in.
You may have noticed my background. Actually, one of the things that I've been talking with the art director about is I was looking through our flags. I'm like, we don't have enough pirate flags in our game. We don't have enough pirate skins. Like, where's my big jolly? We have the skull and crossbones decals, but like, where's my black skin with the skull and crossbones on it, kind of thing. So
we had
a
Jolly Roger that the community really loves. So yeah, it'd be nice to see some more.
Yeah, we definitely, there's a lot of famous pirates out there. I think we have some room to start adding more flags into the group.
Yeah, there we go. We need a pirate tank, maybe for a Halloween event or something. Maybe
we already have a pirate, the skeleton pirate crew, and I think we have a 2D pirate commander as well. Yeah, I think I have them all. Cool. So what else do we have on track? We've got the Chinese heavies. For this, for coming up, we've got plus 25 XP on every battle for tanks listed below, as well as the following discounts at 50% off. We've got the Chi-Ha, the M5A1 Stuart, something else I've also been in, fast tank. I bit my tongue in that thing because we kept hitting bumps. The Type T34, a Type 58, and then at 30% off, we have the IS-2. The IS-2, the 110, the WZ-111, 1 through 4, the 113, the WZ-111 5A. And then with VE Day Week, we've got coming up, deal 500 or more damage in any number of battles and get double XP.
Ooh, that's awesome.
Yeah, we're also doing a 25% off equipment for VE Week, and then 30% off of Tier 7, 8, 9, and 10 World War II tech tree vehicles.
That is a lot of sales.
It is a lot of sales. That's a lot of great stuff to be able to fill up your line and tech tree. So I'll definitely be building up on I'm kind of thin on my 7 and 8s right now because I skipped around Tankz0rz. What else we got coming up, Tankz0rz?
Before we continue, I think we have a new tank.
Oh, we do have a new tank. Oh my gosh, does this mean I get to give away on my first stream? I get to give away the cool tank?
Do you wanna create a giveaway here?
Yeah, man, I wanna.
All right, let's go ahead and do that then. If you'd like to earn a chance to win this very new Magach tank here, go ahead and click on that link. Give us your Wargaming ID, and you'll be eligible for our giveaway: a Magach 6R Hydra with all the new fancy rockets.
Be the first on your block.
Mm-hmm.
When does it actually come out?
believe, you can correct me if I'm wrong, KB, but I think it should be Tuesday, right? Usually how these things roll. Yeah, Tuesday.
Yep.
So
Shout out to KB for being the ghost of the machine for us.
without her, we wouldn't be running. But yeah, you won't get it today. You'll be added to your account on Tuesday when it actually goes live.
Yeah. Good luck, everyone, on that. Very cool.
I believe I stopped us short from another section here. We have Mother's Day challenges coming up, and those are active from May 10th.
Yes, for the challenges, it's earn 2,000 more XP in any number of battles, and it's available to mail as always, multiplayer and co-op only, and you can get it up to 10 times per account. So every completion lets you choose a tattoo, because one should say mom, it does, of the following: fully complete to get all the options. So you can get the tattoos are the China, Czech, France, Germany, Japan, mom, Sweden, UK, USA, and USSR. I love that.
Mom is my favorite.
I think we need more mom tattoos.
Yeah.
I love that idea. Yep. So that is our cool Mother's Day challenge. Plus, be nice to your mom.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely don't forget Mother's Day here.
May 10th. The American Mother's Day is May 10th. I think it's different in the UK. KB, is it different? It may have already happened.
Wait, hold up. No. May 12th is Mother's Day.
Oh, May 12th is Mother's Day. There we go.
The 10th is the Mexican Mother's Day.
That's right. Yeah.
Right.
Well, we have lots of. You should celebrate your mom every year.
Every day.
Every day of the year. But this way we can get it. Yeah, it is very. JJD7H says yeah, it's very different in the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I believe that brings us up to our weekly DevStream Q&As.
Oh yeah, man. Let's dig into it.
Are you ready?
And thank you everybody for asking, for submitting these questions. We love getting this feedback.
Alrighty. First question here.
Lay it on me.
Are these guys planning on adding more solid colors to all tanks? So camouflage options similar to dark grays, dark browns, greens, dark greens, navy blues, dark reds, all these different variants. Do we have any plans to do something like that?
So the short answer is yes. I want to already add more camouflage, as I talked about before, and the solid color camo makes perfect sense to me. I think was it Nick G in the Twitch stream talking about he wanted red one so he could have his flaming red hot Jiha. So yeah, so looking into definitely adding these to the release schedule. I think it's a really cool idea, and to get the different colors in. I'm always for being able to personalize your tanks.
Awesome. Yeah, as well, if you have any questions for Zotz here, don't be shy. Go ahead and put them in chat, and KB will pull them out for me here. Next question here. Could you make a resource conversion to being able to type in the amount of gold you want to spend? The current way can be a little troublesome.
Oh, that's a good improvement question. We'll have to review the menus and see what we can be updated. I know that currently, as part of my job as creative director, to look at the whole package of the game, the whole vision of the game, we've been working a lot on UI and UX changes and updates, especially for IPX. So this may be one of the ones that we can actually put in that hopper. Thanks. That's a good request.
Awesome.
No promises. We got to look into it, but
right.
Really good idea.
It's definitely nice hearing from our players and having, their ideas go into our minds and let us, process why we should, possibly incorporate some of these ideas.
Yeah, right on.
Next question here is, how creative are we going to get for Tank Fest and Aquino Tank Weekend? Are any bundles going to be around this summer?
Ooh, well, I know I've just started working on or getting involved in the plans for Tank Fest, and at least we have some really awesome bundles and events that you don't want to miss. Especially the events thing. Pull out a teaser with a bit of coming June. We've got a brand new event that we've been building out. That's been I think it's going to be really challenging and engaging for everybody.
Alrighty. Next question is: do you think that you can make it so some stock tier 8s could not match up against other tier 10s until they get, level 3 or 4? It
Hmm.
feels a little bit bad to sometimes receive a lot of damage from a higher tier 10 tank.
Gotcha. So the matchmaker is unaware of whether or not a tank is stock or not. There's no plans to change that. That's why I guess everybody, when they get their KV, they always like type in KV stock. Uh, we have made tweaks to the matchmaker to reduce the frequency of the -2 matches with tanks. I think we actually have a graph for this. Tankz0rz, can you pull that graph up, please?
Yep.
And now we're to Tankz0rz for the weather. So if I'm reading this right, it's been a while since I looked at this, but the blue is +0, the green is -1, and the red is -2. So roughly there's about a 75% chance or not of having a -2 match right now. The major dip in the graph, that's due to a tweak that enforces a minimum of 5 -2 tanks per team. So we also had the matchmaker mercy rule in effect for several years. And that rule is that you cannot have more than 2 -2 matches without getting a +0 match. So the -1 tier matches do not impact the tracking in any way. So if you're in a tier 8 and get the following tier of matches like 10, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 10, then you know that the next match will not be a 10. It might be an 8 or it might be a 9. Once you get an 8, however, then the protection is removed and you see the 10s again, which is a very long-winded, calculated way of saying that we do really dig into this and look at this based on your guys' feedback. And also we want to make sure that the games feel balanced and the tiers feel balanced. So it's an ongoing process. Work with us on this. But we definitely have made some changes, and let's see how those are sticking.
Awesome. Let's see. Next question here. In February, you gave us a short roadmap of content for the first few months of 2024. June is the final month on that roadmap. Would it be possible to get a new roadmap that covers the following couple months when this one is over?
Well, you'll have to wait and see. It's good to know that y'all enjoyed the preview, though. Again, part of my job as creative director is really to put these kind of things together and work with the whole team to make sure that the community also is involved in this. I love having roadmaps. So as I said, yeah, let's wait and see.
Alrighty. We will have to wait and see. Next question here. Do you plan to integrate dynamic events or destructible elements on maps in the future?
I love this question. We are always looking at improving the maps and the battle experience, just in general. This is a cool feature, and we have looked at it in prototyping. A lot of it depends on our engine and our tool system and how we can build it in. But definitely something that, as a player and a game designer, I would like to see more of in the game. So the short answer is, yep, we're looking into it.
Alrighty. Next question here is: when will we see mercenary Cold War tanks? Do we have any plans to introduce those as well?
Oh yeah, we've got some already, right? I think there's a rock crawler, bandit, warden. Those are all mercenary tanks. Uh, is there something you'd like to see more of in particular? Tank destroyers, smaller tanks, main battle tanks. Let us know.
Awesome. Um, my favorite segment here so far has just been getting to know you, Mr.
Yeah, man.
Zotz.
Well, thanks. I'm getting to know you as well. I mean, we got to see each other and hang out in office, but yeah. Any other questions?
As chat goes through here,
Mm-hmm.
is there anything else that you've worked on tanks related? I know you mentioned you like painting. Have you ever painted tanks?
Actual tanks,
Actual
yeah.
tanks, yeah.
Yeah. I've painted the Stug G, Stug 4G. I painted the camo on well, not all tanks. I repainted and touched up our Grizzly that we had. For other armored cars and stuff, we had a 222 8 rad. I painted that. Oh, actually, we had and by we, I mean it was my pal Joe Fazio that was running all these tanks. I was just helping him wrench on them. We did the reenactments. We had the 131 tank that was it's a T-34 that had a Tiger tank built over it. That was the one in Saving Private Ryan. So I touched that one up a little bit, but we wanted to keep that pretty stock just because it had the movie significance to it, right? But where like it scraped down to the plywood and or the the plexi on it. So we touched those up. I've painted 221 armored cars, Jeeps, all sorts of fun things like that.
Awesome. I have a couple more awesome questions here from chat for you. First question here is, what is your favorite tabletop game?
That is a really good question.
In mind?
My go-to for tabletop gaming, like in terms of eloquence of rules, is the old War Master rules by Rick Priestley. I'm currently working on a set of rules for my Wars of Imaginations game. But what do I go to for the tabletop games? I mean, I love playing D&D a lot with my friends, and some other smaller board games. Right now, I'm in hot and heavy in an Uno match with my youngest, Faustine, and I think the score is 63-12. And when she gets to 100, she gets a prize of her choosing. She's clobbering me, but I love playing that. Other tabletop games, I do a lot of miniatures games and war games. I love Napoleonics just for the flash of it all. I love doing World War II tanks. What a Tanker is one of the by Two Fat Lardies is a great set of tank rules to play, and actually why I have these tanks out here.
You mentioned I have a question for you. Can you play a draw 4 on top of a draw 4 and send it to the next person?
Oh, yeah. We play
right.
cutthroat rules. I even make other ones where like I make my child do 20 push-ups or draw 4 cards. Because Warhammer, KB, I play a lot of Warhammer as well. Although I haven't played as much lately, but I am building up my my Warhammer Empire army, and I actually have some 40k Imperial Guard old school stuff on my painting table right now.
That is awesome. Great to hear. I have another question here from Frody83, and they're asking, how does Mr. Zotz like to drink his coffee?
I actually drink tea mostly. But when I drink coffee, I'm kind of spoiled because back in the olden days, I actually managed a restaurant and had like $6,000 worth of espresso machinery at my fingertips. So I'm kind of set up. So if I'm drinking my espresso, I like my espresso short, dark, with a twist of lemon and a little bit of sugar.
Ooh.
If I'm drinking coffee, I like it. I usually make it like cafe au lait style, where I'll actually steam my milk up. I have a steamer here at home. I'll steam the milk up and put that in there. Pretty nice. But in general, mostly I drink tea, and I put it in these giant mugs. Even I have like a beer stein because I spill a lot. So this is like my more or less spill-proof mugs.
Awesome.
Spill resistant. Yeah.
We have a tea scholar I see. That's what Mr. Reload said.
Yep. And right now I'm drinking a really strong Indian Galubi tea, which is really wonderful.
Question from JJ Death. They're asking, what is Zotz's dream tank to add to the game?
Ooh.
Anything that comes to mind here?
when I look at modern, I look at modern plus and looking to the future. If we were looking in the far future, I look at tanks like the Abrams X right now, right? And where, it is a main battle tank, but as we're seeing in the future, all the main battle tanks and things are happening have more hard points on them that allow them to be more flexible. So I look at things like that. I dream at like what would a Leopard 5 look like? Or the new Panther XL. I know that Rheinmetall just came out with a new Panther or Leopard. Yeah, it's really sexy. And part of that sexy is all the digital camo that we're doing and heat round camo, and things like that change the appearance. I mean, if I'm looking like big and silly, I'd like to see an ogre in the game. A giant battleship on treads as a boss fight. I think something like that would be fun.
Oh yeah, boss fights are definitely interesting. We haven't seen too many of those. I think we had Krampus, which was, I think it was an E100.
Yep.
Awesome.
And Cooler Bigfoot 50 is asking, future weapons have more than 3 equipment options? I would like to see that. I was actually, again, everything I'm saying here, nothing sticky, right?
Right.
But like the idea of brainstorming uh extra equipment means that you've got like that rack on the back of your PZ3 to store all your equipment in. Like, what if that's an upgrade where you can upgrade your tank with extra racks to store more stowage and or equipment on things as a way to unlock that, right? So I love the idea. It's something that that we can think about creatively.
Next question here from Tactical Potato. They're asking, does pineapple belong in a pizza?
I'm going to say yes because my kids love it, and I've kind of learned to love it as well.
Oh, there you go.
But not a Chicago pizza. And a California pizza, I think that's fine, right?
All right. If your kids love it, you gotta love it too, right? So
Yeah.
that works. Monkey Bug's asking, what is your favorite heavy tank? Does one ring a bell?
Favorite heavy tank. When I get into my heavies, I actually like in World War II. I like the KV-2. It's a battleship turret on treads. It's kind of cool. The new, actually, what's the new tank that they just restored in at the Tank Museum? The WoT. It's basically a British version of a KV-2. I think that's pretty awesome. In modern tanks, the main battle tanks are all pretty heavy. The Soviet line has some pretty interesting things to go through, but I'll go with the Abrams.
Not bad, not bad. I've always been a sucker for the IS lines, IS-6, IS-7.
I like the Panzer, the King Panzer, right? The Panzer II, King Tiger rather. But it's just too slow for me. I need speed.
Right.
I'm always about speed first, right?
Let us see here. We have another question here. Zotz, can you name your top 5 books that you would recommend for someone who's reading?
Reading about tanks, reading about science fiction, reading about history.
They're reading,
or just reading in general. Sure. Let's see. Top 5. I just finished rereading for probably the 11th time The Black Company by Glenn Cook. It's a story about mercenaries in a war of wizards, kind of a late medieval kind of thing. Really great writing. For tanks, Hammers Slammers, the entire Hammers line by David Drake. Drake was a Vietnam vet in tanks that wrote a wonderful story about sci-fi tanks.
Awesome.
So like other tanks, Great American Pirates, can't beat that. I have to look over my book thing. Book of Kells is also great. If you haven't read the Scarlet Pimpernel, now I'll go down to the classics. Scarlet Pimpernel, the Pirates and Their Adventures with Scientists by Willem Dafoe is a great little story. They made the animated show after that. Or Gideon Dafoe, sorry, not Willem Dafoe. And let's see, I have one more. I have to think. Anything Shakespeare. Read your Shakespeare. If nothing else, it's great for insulting people.
Awesome. Next question here from Camille. They're asking, from Era 3, what do you like about that era the most?
What I like about the Era 3? It's closer to us right now. It's closer to the now in the modern.
Sorry, I think I misread it. Which tank from Era 3 do you like the most? My apologies.
Well, yeah, for my survivability in flying, it's definitely the M1, the Abrams. But for sexy, it's the Leopard.
Yeah, I definitely love the Leopard as well. I think Bam is also a fan of the Abrams. I've known that man for a very long time, and he was always the Abrams guy.
He loves his Abrams, but man, I've got that Leopard with my black and green camo on it, and it's just
sleek.
It's pretty ace.
Yep. Joe Dirt is asking, what would Zotz and Tankz0rz look like if they switched classes?
Well, that would be challenging because I'm a bit of a clothes horse. Like I have several glasses. Like here's my other horn rim ones, and I've got my clear ones around. But yeah, we could do it.
Awesome. Yeah. I got new ones coming in, so
yeah.
Well, we'll switch next time we're around.
I think that style never goes out of fashion, and we'd be just fine.
Yep. Next question here from Alex. They're asking a serious question. Does Zotz like cats? How do you feel about cats?
No, I love cats, and I have two that are around here. Usually one's jumping up in my lap right now. As we were talking about, I think it's sunny outside, so he's lounging in the windows.
It's funny whenever
Yes, I have grown up with cats all my life.
whenever we're on stream, Bam's cat decides to always go right past the camera, and
Yeah, I'm sure mine will jump up at some point.
all right. Max Miner Tanker's asking, are we working on any super top secret stuff that will be a big change to the game?
You are asking all the right questions. Next question.
Next question.
So seriously, of course we are. Looking to the future, right? What is the future in World of Tanks modern? It's the modern part of modern. So yes, the answer is yes, and that's actually kind of one of the reasons that I've been brought on as creative director, is to look to that future.
Awesome. Camille's asking, what do you like most so far about your position at Wargaming?
Oh my gosh, the people. I'm working with an awesome new team of folks, right? It's always hard to transition. I've been here for about Era 4. Easy there, Cooler. I've been here for just under 4 months now. This is your first sneak peek at me, because we've been busy just drinking from the fire hose and learning things, but it's really the people. Seeing how dedicated everyone is, the art team, looking to get just the right amount of realism to the tanks, to the tank team, Leo and his tank team, really working hard to make sure that all the numbers are crunching and the game balance feels good, to the rest of the design team, we're building out our new events, to the live ops team, making sure that we're getting great deals for you guys and setting up some good things that you'll be interested in playing with, right? Everywhere. It's just a whole thing. It's the team. Really, really enjoy working with the team. And then, and as a benefit, tanks.
Tanks. Who doesn't love tanks?
Yeah.
Definitely. I'm just gonna dive into here. I've been here for just about 10 years, and definitely the people is one of my favorite things as well. Everyone just feels like a family here. Everyone's awesome.
Although, yeah, except for that Nick Guida kid. What's going on with him?
Oh, Nick Guida. Oh,
I'll see you in my office, Mr. Guida.
let me show you what he just made here. He made a little collage of us if we swapped glasses. So thanks.
Oh, excellent.
Thanks, Mr. N. Guida, for that.
Nice.
Perfect.
Nice.
All right, let's see. Lost my train of thought after that one. Let's see. Brian is asking, no Tom Clancy, in reference to books to read?
Oh, yeah, I love Tom Clancy. It wasn't on the top of my mind right now. It's not in the oeuvre of books that I've been reading currently.
Right. Next question from Fronts. They're asking, what is your proudest accomplishment during your time with World of Tanks?
That's a really good question. Maybe this live stream that we're almost done surviving it. No, it's just communication, being able to communicate with everybody and make sure that everybody's communicating with each other to make sure that we're making the coolest thing for you guys to engage in. And that communication involves you guys, the community, right? Which is why I'm here and very excited to be here. So I think that's one of my biggest accomplishment right now, is just making sure that everybody's tying together, right? My job is to be the orchestrator, like a kind of a conductor. My job's not to come up with the best ideas, it's to find the ideas and just make sure that all the music's playing together so that when you guys are playing the game, you're going to get the best experience.
Awesome. Goliath is asking, are those army tanker paints on your rack behind you?
Oh, they're all, yes, they are. They're all kinds of paints. I don't subscribe to one paint. I love all paints, and yeah, that's my painting rack for painting my miniatures.
Let's see.
That's one of them. I have more paints everywhere. Yeah.
We have Artem is asking, what is your favorite tank in World War II? Assuming he's going to be a Hetzer.
Yeah. Well, if it's tank destroyer, it's Hetzer. If it's tank, right now I've been rocking the EZ8. I've been really enjoying it for one of the for that June event that I was talking about that we've been playing in. I've been rocking the EZ8 quite a bit and really liking it. That and the Hellcat.
Awesome. Well, 2019 was it TwitchCon? World of Tanks PC had a Hellcat in the actual event
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
if you knew that, but yeah, it was definitely a sight to see.
And I know that they have one. They have one at the Bovington Tank Museum as well.
And speaking of that museum, Camille again is asking, are you going to be at Tankfest?
I can say that I am, which is another exciting thing about working with World of Tanks. It's actually been on my bucket list for a very long time. For those of you that don't know, I mentioned, so I'm in California, and there used to be, only recently closed a few years ago, a wonderful tank museum owned by a fellow named Jacques Littlefield. It was a really a huge, awesome tank museum, and I would go there. We would go and swap parts. I'd get to talk paint with his crew there, that dedicated crew that working things. We'd compare paint pigments, looking at like what Dunkelgelb really means on a tank. The fading of it, how you're setting it up. And we often talked about the Bovington Tank Museum, and I know that they would swap parts and stuff too. So Bovington's on my bucket list. They have some tanks there that I've never seen that I'm really excited to see. They have got the Black Prince. They've got some cool World War I tanks. They have a Tiger, a real Tiger. And of course they have a Hetzer.
Michael's asking, how often do you play, and do you have a preferred platform?
So how often do I play? Daily now, because it's my job, but I also love playing. I'm really heavy thumbed. So the console, I have some challenges. I'm getting good at maneuvering my tanks. So mostly but in World of Tanks, I prefer the PC just because I'm more mouse and keyboard guy. But that doesn't preclude me from playing on modern right now. I just, again, got to get back to the sticks and make it work. But yeah, so yeah, I'm playing daily.
Oh, it's definitely
you probably have killed me.
It's definitely awesome to hear. I'm sure our community definitely appreciates it when we're out there on the battlefield as well.
It is chagrined my son a little bit because I'm supposed to be working with him on Helldivers, and I only got up to like level 7 or 9. I think I got up to level 9 on Helldivers. And I'm like, no, can't. You got to focus on the games that you're working on and playing, enjoying them.
You tell them that democracy could wait. We have another question here from our favorite Nguida here, and they're asking, if you're flying from the UK or to the UK from California, are you flying east or west?
You fly east. You go over the states, and actually they kick up. Depending on the airlines, they kick up sometimes and go over the hemisphere, so it's shorter, and then you come down over Iceland, and then down over Scotland, and then down into like Heathrow, which is the main thing, or if you're landing in Ireland, jumping over. So one time I actually got to see the Northern Lights from above the clouds. So looking down, the pilot called it out so we could see the Northern Lights happening below us, which is really cool.
I like this question. Fader is asking, what's the secret to such a slick hairstyle? I can't stop looking at Mr. Zotz's amazing hair.
Lots of product. I am vain, or at least vainglorious. Yeah, so lots of product.
Awesome. Definitely looking sharp there. Last question here before we go to our giveaways, because we still have those as well.
Yes.
Alex is asking, Mr. Zotz, do you prefer chicken wings or drums? It's very important to this person.
I'm a drum guy.
Drum guy?
I'm a drum guy. I like to hold the handle, but I'm also, thinking back to my Renaissance fair days of the turkey wing.
Oh,
the
giant,
the ginormous
yeah.
Fred Flintstone style, turkey legs. Yeah.
The last time I had that, I was on a trip to Japan, and I was in Universal Studios, and then I saw someone walking around with the biggest turkey leg I've ever seen. I was like, wait, I need one of those. Where do you find that? And I went and I got myself one. But let's go ahead and pick our winners here for our Magach Hydra here. Are you ready?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. I will send you this winner here, and you can read him off.
Mm-hmm. Where'd you send him?
There we go.
Oh, cool.
So go ahead and read that one off.
Hey, congratulations, Black Cookie, 1973. You are
Congratulations.
now the proud driver of a Magach.
And our second winner here is Chromium Scarab. Congratulations.
Ooh, great name. Nice moniker.
You are also our lucky winner. That is all for us today, this week. Please join us again on Tuesday for our community stream. I'm sure we'll be playing some games with our community. For those of you that are on Twitch, please stick around. We're going to go ahead and raid one of your community contributors. For everyone else, have a fantastic weekend and stay safe. And why don't we go ahead and watch that trailer one more time?
Yeah, man. And thanks for everybody for joining in. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr.
I look
Zotz.
forward to talking to you soon.
Take care, everyone.
Cheers.
離体復旧もう動ける。